Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good golly, Miss Molly. It's not often these days that I manage to make it out to the cinema physically, although given distance and other issues. But for the third time this year, I ventured forth to the big city to go and see a movie. The other two so far being Pathan and John Wick 4. And today I managed to get to see Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, the seventh in the Mission Impossible series, of which I am a big fan of. I've enjoyed them all very much. Even 2 is not that bad. It's got its faults, but most of them have been exceptional. So I really wanted to go out and support this movie because it's, Tom Cruise does his best to make entertaining movies, which is difficult to do in Hollywood these days. And I suspected it would be a lot of fun, the usual high energy action and hijinks. And I was not disappointed. I'm going to make this as spoiler free as possible, but I thoroughly enjoyed the movie as I expected I would. It passed by, given it's a fairly lengthy movie, it passed by extremely quickly. There is indeed, without giving too much away, a lot of incredible action, high stakes stunts, trains, planes, and automobiles. Mainly the trains and the automobiles in this particular edition. But yeah, Tom has pulled it out of the bag again. Fantastic, fantastic action movie. The cast contains a number of old favourites and a couple of new people and one or two callbacks to the past. One in particular. And I have to say, Tom isn't looking too bad, given he's my age, let's put it that way. So he's starting to show a little bit of lines around the edges, but I know we've all seen the videos of the incredible work he puts into these movies, and it absolutely pays off on the screen. So typically speaking, and this is no exception to the Mission Impossible movies, the team, Ethan Hunt and his team, are tracking down a dangerous weapon, or the access to a dangerous weapon, if I could put it that way, before it falls into the wrong hands. The wrong hands, as you would expect, means virtually everybody other than Ethan and his team. So no great surprises there, other than the fact that the main threat in the movie, and there is a great villain in A.C. Morales. He's a fantastic human villain, but there is a greater threat and a greater villain, perhaps lurking above the entire world. Again, I don't want to give too much away. So the stakes in this one are global. Everybody wants a piece of this action. Every government, every agency, US government, no exception. He's assembled, Tom's assembled, and Christopher McQuarrie have assembled a great cast for this. Everyone in it is just fantastic. The team that's been the regular team for the majority of the movies, the last 3 or 4 movies certainly, are back. So Simon Pegg, Ving Rhames, and Rebecca Ferguson, who I absolutely think is fantastic and has been so good in these movies, is back. You can see that scene, in a particular scene. There's no spoilers, particularly to give away there. That's in Venice. Like the Bond movies of old, the Mission Impossible movies are, in a sense, a little bit of a travelogue, and they show some fantastic areas of the world, some beautiful sights, and this great action within them. You may have seen clips of one particularly fantastic car chase, and car chases have been going on for decades in movies. This one has the added attraction of being introducing a little bit of the humor that's always in these movies, as it's in a Fiat 500 in Rome. So there's some humor as usual in the movies. There's a lot of warmth. The team bond between these guys is extremely strong. Actors do a great job of portraying that. Ving Rhames is back as I say, Simon Pegg, Rebecca Ferguson. Newly introduced is the character of Gloria, Grace, sorry, not Gloria. What am I thinking of? Grace. It's getting late. Grace Haley Atwell, who does a magnificent job, in my opinion. You know, the girl leads in this, and Palm Clementoff is another one who plays the character of Paris, Clementif. She's great. They do great action without you ever disbelieving that it could be one of the female leads that's doing it. So it's appropriate for their characters, if I could put it that way. And there's some brilliant. These guys are brilliant. Haley Atwell absolutely slays it, in my opinion. And the character of Paris with Palm Clementif is brilliant too. Tom himself, of course, is the star. He is absolutely the star. There's the fantastic stunt you may well have seen of the motorcycle. The fantastic stuff in the train, fighting on the train, but there's many more great things. Callback to Mission Impossible 1, the very first movie, is Canadian actor Henry Cherney as Kittredge, who seems to be back in the IMF fold. So that's great to see him as a great Canadian actor, and it's great to see him back in the fold of the movie, and he will be in the next one as well. So that's a very nice callback. Newly introduced as a CIA director is Cary Elwes. Always good to see him. One of my favorite actors in anything he's been in. Shea Wiggum is also in here as an agent. US agent. Again, I don't want to give too much away about the characters and whether they play good, bad, or in different roles, but he's also fantastic. But yeah, the whole cast is great. You've got, as I say, Essie Morales is playing a fantastic villain. He's just got tons of menacing charm, which is what you want in a great villain. But there's also others that are coming back, like Vanessa Kirby as the White Widow and so on. So brilliant cast, brilliantly put together, fantastically choreographed. Cinematography is great. It looks fantastic. I do have a couple of, there's a couple of quibbles. It's not the perfect movie. For me, it's like a 9 out of 10. Little bit of plot confusion in the second act, I would say. It becomes a little bit difficult to figure out character motivations and just quite why people are interacting quite the way they are. But I guess it's a spy movie, spy versus spy. So this is going to happen. But I felt that could have been a little bit tighter in the second act. But other than that, I thought it was fantastic, thoroughly enjoyable, a movie I would see again for sure. Really want to see the second part, because whilst I don't think this movie ends on a oh my God, is that it point, because it doesn't, it certainly tells you where it's going to go in the next one. And I certainly can't wait to see that, because we're certainly going to see more of the threat. So anyway, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 is officially out in the cinemas worldwide tomorrow. There were showings today. I was lucky enough to see one. I had a blast. It was great fun. If you're a good fan of old-fashioned, high-octane action with a smattering of good humor and team bonding in it, you will love it. So check that out. And until next time. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this, please leave a like. If you haven't, well, thanks for watching anyway. I really appreciate it. Stay well, and don't forget to keep on rocking.